Hi, welcome back. We are going to start making water and seaweed in this tutorial. I'm going to back up a little bit. I'm going to take a little broader look at where I want my seaweed. In the last video, we made some rocks on a second layer. I'm going to go ahead and do Control X and Control V to paste those down, and later I can copy and paste some more in other places down here. Let's start with the Create tab and seaweed. So I'm going to make a box. I'm actually going to make this in another layer like we did the rocks so it doesn't get all tangled and messed up. Now some seaweed has some complex features, and some are more like tall grass and rather simple. So I'm going to show you the most simple one first, and it's just a blade of grass. There's no thickness to it at all. This is a great way to keep our polygon count low. So while I have it in the orange edit mode, I'm going to go over to my keyboard and tap the up arrow twice so that I have some segments. The reason I want to do this is so that I can bend and taper this blade of grass. So as it is, it kind of just looks like, it doesn't look like much of grass at all. It just kind of looks like a piece of cardboard. So I'm going to hit H and make it narrower. And then I'm going to just go to point mode and grab one point here and hit T, which is move, and bring that up and deselect. What that does is it gives a little taper to our grass so it doesn't look like it was just been mowed. And then I'm going to hit Tab, which curves it out a little bit, and then modify. I'm going to bend it. So I'm going to bend it a little bit this way and kind of try bending it from different angles and different views so that you get kind of a more natural state. And I think that will probably do. I'm going to stretch it taller a little bit and hit enter to keep it, and then spacebar to drop my stretch tool. And in polygons, I'm going to select it again, hit Q, and name it seagrass or whatever it is you want to call it. I'm going to mix up my own color here. I don't really like any of these. They're a little too dark. I'm going to go for kind of a greenish yellow and say OK. And now it's a nice little blade of grass, but when I look at it from the back, there's nothing there. So I'm going to go over to Surface Editor, find my grass, and then go down to double-sided. There it is. And now I can see my grass from both sides. So now I want to plant a little group of grass. This one looks like it seems to be hovering. So I'm going to hit T and kind of plant it in the sand there so I can see from the bottom that it's kind of sticking through. We don't want any floating grass. I'm going to do Control C and Control V, and I can just keep going and copy and pasting. But over here in the window, I can use, let's see if it's under Edit. There it is, Paste Tool. There's no shortcut for it, so you just have to go up to Edit, Paste Tool. And whenever I click, it gives me another blade, and I can keep on moving it around until I like where it's at, and then I just click with the other mouse button. And again, I can move it around and then click with the right mouse button again. So I'm going to plant a few of these around in a group here, and I'm going to back up, and I think I might have some over here. And they're definitely floating. I'm going to have to bring those down. And some of these are really way too low. So I'm just going to keep adding a few more in here. All right. So I might even make a different kind of seagrass to give it some variety. All of these ones that are hanging below the dirt or the ground or the sand or whatever that is, I'm selecting them by touching them, and then I hit the right bracket to get the whole thing, and I'm just going to hit T and bring them up. And I want to just check and make sure that they're actually sitting in the sand and not floating. And these are a little bit crooked, so I'm going to just rotate them. Maybe they're bending a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and go to bend again and bend these guys over a little bit, like the tide is kind of bending them over. All right. And these were all up into the air, so right bracket, T, and I think I'm going to make them taller just so they're different, and plant them back down in the ground here. And just for fun, I'm going to make a bluegrass. When I was snorkeling in Mexico, there was some really pretty kind of bluish seaweed, and I'm just going to mix them like that. So these ones don't have double side, so I'm going to have to go over here and hit bluegrass and double side. All right. Everything else looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and lower these a bit. And you could even go with another color on those. All right, so I've got grass and rocks and sand. Now the seaweed's not going to move, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it and paste it onto the main layer. I'm going to do Control X and Control V. And there we go. It's starting to look kind of nice. Let's go ahead and put some water on. Well, the water is going to be like kind of like a snow globe. Wherever we are inside, and we're going to be videotaping the action inside of this circle. Wherever we are, we'll have a dome like those snow globes. We'll have a dome that covers this, and we'll be able to see water. So to create that dome, we're going to use a ball. I'm going to go to a new layer, and I'm going to start in the top because we want the North Pole at the top. Works out better that way. And stretch until we have a shape real close to the size, but no bigger than your land. Then I'm going to go to the side and I'm going to stretch it up so we have a dome. And I'm even going to hit T and bring it up just a little bit more so I have a little bit more on the top that I can use. All right. So now everything below the land here is going away. We don't see it. It's underneath. It's not where the camera's going to be. We don't need it, and so goodbye. And there we go. Gone. All right, so this is going to be our water. So we're going to go ahead and hit Q and name it water. And water's going to be kind of shiny. I'm going to put about 25 specular on there so it's shiny. We're actually either going to map a picture of water or a procedural texture on there when we take it out to layout. But for now, I'm just going to hit the letter F for flip on my keyboard and watch. It turns it inside out. And now when I'm inside this dome, everywhere I look, there's going to be water. Okay? So that's it for seagrass and water.